Atiku is better than thousands of Buhari.
Buhari is doing the best in Nigeria.
You're watching Roots TV Nigeria. The 2019 general elections may have come and gone, but not with some memories that will linger for some time, especially for the players in the polity. Has INEC learnt its mistakes in these elections? And what are the big players who took part in these elections? What are they thinking? Those who had the biggest hit. Welcome to Dance of Democracy. I am Itogi Mo Edet. My guest today is the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, retired Major General John Bo. Thank you so much, sir, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Let's start by asking you if you were surprised by the result or you expected it to play out this way.
Well, as a matter of fact, I expected to win.
Okay.
Despite my shortcomings, because I did not have the type of money that APC and the PDP had. But I knew that I had a wonderful message to recreate Nigeria and make Nigeria a nation for us all.
Did you expect
but unfortunately, I did not have the money to pay my agents, to take care of my agents.
Okay.
And both APC and PDP fed on my votes. Oh. I know that I lost about 100,000 votes from Borno, and I lost more than that in many other states. In one state, I was told I lost up to 1 million votes. But I expect it because Nigerian election generally is do or die. Oh. And the politicians look at it as business. So when they are contesting or their own relations are contesting, they're giving their life for it. They can rig, they can do almost anything to make sure that the person wins.
But what do you think about the turnout, sir? The turnout for the election?
The turnout.
You think it was better?
The turnout is better, definitely better, because truly Nigerians were looking forward to a change, and many more Nigerians registered to vote this year, more than it has ever happened. Oh. And the turnout was good, particularly in that first one that was postponed.
Okay. People
left big cities to go to rural areas where they registered to vote, and unfortunately it was postponed, and many of them spent so much money traveling, and once you leave the big city, go to the village, yeah, you also spend on your relatives, so they spent so much, and some of them could not go back the following week to vote, and that matter reduced the number of people who intended to vote. Nevertheless, a greater number of Nigerians voted this time than ever before.
But I remember clearly in the previous interview we had, you were very confident. You were very confident of coming out, the winner or with a very better result. Would you say the financial aspect of it, like you mentioned, played down on this?
Yeah, the financial aspect played down, but I honestly am very grateful to my fellow Nigerians who received my message all over the country. There are many states I didn't go to, and I got many people voting for me. For example, Rivers State, I had over 6,000 votes, and I didn't go to Rivers. It's just to say that Nigerians understood my message. I had a greater message for Nigerians than APC and PDP. If only I had a good support, I'm sure I would be the one jubilating that I won the election.
But are you expecting litigations? Because some candidates are not agreeing with the results which is being published. I mean, court cases, plenty of litigation. Are you seeing that happening?
Some people who want to go to court will go to court. I understand the PDP candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, has already gone to court. I will not go to court. Number one, I signed the agreement, the peace accord, And in the peace accord, those that spoke to us, lectured us on that day, the former head of state, General Yakubu Gawan, and the former head of state, General Abdusalami Abubakar, and others advised us, encouraged us to accept whoever that wins. And whatever happened, Muhammad Buhari has been announced the winner. And I'm a soldier, by nature we are obedient, and I love obeying the law of the land, and I also love cooperating with fellow human beings to make society better. So for that reason, I am not going to court. I will support President Muhammad Buhari, but I will want him to make Nigeria a better place.
Are you aligning now with him?
Not a question of aligning. I am saying he has won.
Okay.
Having won, in line with the peace accord,
okay,
I have accepted his victory. And also, one of the reasons why I will not go to court is that there is something wrong with this country. There was a lot of rigging, a lot of thumb printing, both by the APC and by PDP. I wonder why Atiku went to court, because both APC and PDP did the rigging. This is Nigerian culture, and because it's a cultural problem, there's no point going to court.
But I think the
I wanted to be president of this country to take steps towards putting behind that type of terrible culture. Elections should not be do or die. Elections is supposed to be getting the electors to nominate and vote for the candidates that they prefer to administer them, to rule them. But there are some people who have entrenched themselves. They make a lot of money. They look at government position as business.
Okay.
So they invest so much in many of them, governors, many politicians bought votes. They bought votes deliberately at the polling booths.
But so was that what played out in Rivers State? In the Rivers marginal elections? I mean, what you're mentioning.
Yes.
Was that the same thing that played out in Rivers?
Well, I'm telling you what I know generally throughout the country, but it happened everywhere. Some people were paid 200 naira, just 200 naira, and promised that if you vote, we'll give you 200. And after voting, they got only 50 naira, and they complained. That's what people got to know. Then I was in Makati in this last election, and I took the evening. I went out on the street in Lagos and passed near the government house, and I saw many youth there, like a market. They were openly selling their PVC to the highest bidder, which is unfortunate. That will let Nigeria know that the political system in Nigeria has failed. We are not. If we give someone PVC to vote, to liberate himself or herself, and decide to sell it, that will say that I don't care who wins. Whoever that wins, it doesn't make any difference, because no one has come out to make a difference. So Nigerians have given up on their nation, and this should be a cause of concern for President Muhammad Buhari and all Nigerian elites, the political elites, the business elite, the academic elites, the academicians. We should all be concerned with what is happening in the country now. Why have the youth lost faith in their country? Why are they selling their PVCs?
So let me ask you, as a retired military personnel, what played out in Rivers, the deployment of security personnel? Was it at the extreme? Because it was like the military taking over Rivers State.
I don't want to comment on things that I didn't receive proper information, because I'm making misjudgment. Ideally, if we all know what we're doing, if the political elite really accept democracy and don't take it like business, then we could say there's no point having military people around when we are doing election, because things should naturally go normal.
Yeah.
But in a situation where two candidates or two opposing parties, each of them feel they must win at all cost, then when it comes to all cost, that's a declaration of war. And if there's war is declared, then the military is there. If war is declared, the military is there. If the military is available, then they are justified stepping in, if especially they had the command to do so. So I don't know what happened, but I know that we have big politicians in Rivers. The former governor of the state, Amachi, Honorable Amachi, and then His Excellency. Then we now have Wike, and both of them are vying for leadership for that. And each of them want to emerge victorious. So it became an issue of question of do or die. And I really don't know what happened. Unless if you brief me, and I don't know how the military came in. But in a situation where Nigerians have decided to declare war, then the military is justified coming in, if especially they've been deployed to ensure that there's peace.
But what policy would you want the president to implement in the next 4 years?
There is much wrong with this country. Nigerians have lost faith in their country. The academicians have lost faith in the system. What President Muhammadu Buhari should do the next 4 years is to do anything he can to restore the faith of Nigerians in the Nigerian system. People are just existing in this country. There's no patriotism. The spirit of nationalism is gone. And people are just existing, looking for survival on a daily basis. And that is not good for Nigeria. We should live in a country where the next, we should be thinking of what happened to Nigeria in the next 4 years. What happened to Nigeria in the next 10, the next 30 years, the next 50 years. But when we are just concerned with everyday events, that's not how to be a nation. We are just, we're kidding. We're not a serious set of people.
That's right.
And I want President Muhammad Buhari to look at the critical issues that make Nigerians to lose faith in the nation. There's no trust in the system, and there's no trust among the various ethnic groups in the country. The Igbos do not trust the Yorubas. The Yorubas do not trust the Igbos. The Fulanis and Hausa do not trust the Igbos. Neither do they trust the Yorubas, but they can move along with the Yorubas better. Why is it that we don't have trust? Then the North does not trust the South, and the South have their misgiving against the North. So for me, when I was contesting the presidency of Nigeria, what I had in mind was that if I win the election, the first thing to do is to set up a committee of traditional rulers, academicians, businessmen and women, to find out what is actually the problem between and among us that we don't trust ourselves. So that let us put it behind it. I know where we started. This thing started in 1947 with when Arthur Richards introduced his constitution, which divided Nigeria into East, West, and North, purposely to truncate Nigerian nationalism, which was one of the best anywhere in the world. Okay. Nigerians were patriotic, they were nationalistic, they were not referring to themselves as Igbos, Yorubas, Fulani. They were referring to themselves as Nigerians and Africans versus the English, versus the white man. But when Richard knew that the nationalism was too powerful for their liking, and he was brought deliberately from Jamaica. He was the governor of Jamaica. He was good at suppressing nationalism anywhere they posted him. So when he came he split Nigeria into eastern region, western region, northern region, and it is the same Nigerians that were working together as nationalists and patriots. They loved their country. But when you disintegrated them, sent some of them to the east, to the west, to the north, then you decentralized nationalism. Having decentralized nationalism, those in the east started saying, I am Easterner. Then those in the north, they are Northerners. Those in the west are Westerners. So we ended up with 3 countries in one before we went for interview. And we went for independence. And when we went for independence, it was 3 countries going for independence instead of 1 country. And that is our problem till today.
All right, sir. Let me just quickly ask this before we round off the this show. Are you expecting any appointment from the federal government at the moment? I mean, if it comes, will you take it?
I'm not in the mind of President Muhammadu Buhari. He has a right to choose people he wants to give appointment to. And if he considers that I am one of those who can help him, I am for Nigeria, and anything that is good for building this nation, if I can make contribution, I'm willing to do it.
All right, sir. What lessons do you think INEC have learned in these elections in moving forward?
INEC, as I always said, I have respect for INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. He did his best, but it's not the role of INEC to make sure that Nigerians are disciplined. We are indisciplined people, and there's nothing the chairman of INEC chairman can do. Nigeria is highly indisciplined, and that's the role President Muhammadu Buhari should play, because when he was military head of state, he was known to instill discipline in the Nigerian society. And that was the reason Nigerians voted him en masse, and to us, President Goodluck Jonathan. And having come in, his election is, the complaints are worse than during the time of President Jonathan. I will not blame INEC chairman, except INEC officials that actively participated in supporting one party or the other. Minus that, INEC did a good job. And, but President Muhammadu Buhari has a task to instill discipline among Nigerians. We are an indisciplined society.
Thank you very much, sir. My guest has been the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance in the 2019 general elections. That's the package for today. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, sir, for coming on the show. We hope to have you again.
You're welcome.
I am Itogi Mo. Bye for now.
Half article is better than thousands of Buhari.
Buhari is doing the best in Nigeria.
In 2019 presidential election.